to record and share my screen with you. Just find the right screen. Which one is it? This one. Okay, great. So yes, I want to talk about communication problems as declarer. And if you're watching this video on YouTube afterwards, and I've got quite a lot of followers I know on there, you can send me an email address and I'll add you to the list to inform you about these lessons, which are normally on Thursday evenings. Just to let you know, because I'm away, there won't be any Thursday evening lessons for the next 3 or 4 weeks. So you'll have to, but there will be games happening. Mark and Kate are going to be running the games, but I won't be doing any lessons. So let's have a look at a few problems involving communication problems. And it's one of the most common problems you face as declarer, how to get to your winners and how not to block yourself off. So let's have a look at this one here. For those of you playing, I normally show the hands being played in with ACOL bidding, although in many cases it's the same, whether you're playing standard American or ACOL. Here, your partner here opens 1 heart, and you've got 7 points. So you're not really strong enough to bid 2 diamonds. So you bid 1 no trump, so 6 to 9 points, and your partner passes, and you're declaring 1 no trump, and the opponents lead the 6 of spades. And you need to make a plan here. I suggest you always start off in no trump by counting your top tricks, and then look at your best options to make more tricks. So I'd like you to do that. Think about how many tricks, where are you going to make extra tricks? And the first poll question is, what you're going to play at trick 1. Are you going to win this with the ace of spades in dummy? Are you going to plan to win it with the king of spades in your own hand? Or are you going to play low from both hands? Have a little think about your plan. And here comes the first poll, and it's what you're going to play at trick 1. And the most popular response is to play low from both hands, with the second one being to play the ace. So let's have a look at it and let's try and make a plan. If we count our top tricks, we've got 2 spades and 1 club as 3 top tricks. And I think the best chance for more tricks here is in diamonds. If we can force out the ace of diamonds, we should be able to make 4 diamond tricks there with any luck. So I think after I gain the lead, I'm going to go after diamonds. And it's very important that you keep the king of spades as an entry to the diamond. So I think it's better to win this trick with the ace of spades. If you play low and let the opponents win it, and they now play another spade, they will play your king. You'll have to play your king of spades, and that may be the only entry you have to the south hand. So you may be lucky and you may, get another entry, but I think I would recommend playing the ace here so that you keep the king of spades as an entry. So win that one with the ace, and then let's play the diamonds, maybe playing high from the shorthand, winning the shorthand. Keep playing diamonds until you force out the ace, and if East ducks twice, eventually they have to take their diamond. But now you've got the king of spades, and you'll be able to cash your last 2 diamonds and make those diamond tricks. What now? Well, you could try the the heart suit. Um, you could just cash your top club trick, but it's probably worth trying for some over tricks. And if you try the heart finesse, it succeeds here. The jack forces out the ace, and let's just bring up the four hands at this point, and we can see that East wins the ace of hearts, but fortunately, East isn't in a position to play spades. So whatever they play, you can win that, and now you'll be able to cash the king of hearts as well. Um, the opponents may get in there, but again, if you're lucky and East on this particular layout wins the queen of clubs, now if they play a club back, you can actually win those last two tricks as well. So depending on the layout of the cards, you should certainly be able to make one no trump, quite possibly more. But probably the best thing to do is to try to keep that king of spades and therefore win the first trick with the ace. Do interrupt me if you have a question about that. Let's try another one. And here, South has got a very awkward opening hand. Two no trump should show a balanced hand with 20 to 22 points. And you don't really have that here. So the choice is between opening one of a suit or telling a small lie and bidding two no trump. Let's suppose you do open two no trump. Your partner bids three clubs, Stayman, you bid three diamonds, and your partner takes you to three no trump. And the opponents lead a heart here. And again, we need to stop to make a plan and count our trick. So if we look at the suits one at a time, well, we'd hope to make we've got two top tricks in clubs, and we'd hope to make more, another two at least, even if we lose to the queen. So two top tricks and perhaps two more. Diamonds is quite uncertain. It's not a suit we're going to lead ourselves. But we've got two top tricks in hearts, and we have four top tricks in spades if we can get to dummy. The problem on this hand is that there's a blockage in the spade suit, and it's going to be difficult for us to cash for spades unless we can find a way to dummy. So let's see what happens. Let's suppose we win that first trick, and let's suppose we start by unblocking the ace of spades. And now we want to find some way to dummy to cash those remaining spades. And there is a way to get there, and that's with the clubs. Because I've got the jack and 10 of clubs, I can guarantee that I'll be able to get to dummy by leading that suit twice. So I will lead a low club here, play the jack or the 10, and now if that loses to the queen, I've now got an entry to with the 10 of clubs. So whatever they play now, I'll take that ace. I can cross over to the 10 of clubs and now cash my three good spades. After that, I don't think I'm going to risk any diamonds. I think I'll just play the clubs, and with normal distribution, I'll make at least 10 tricks there. At the end, the opponents will take the last few tricks. But I hope you can see I was able to force an entry to dummy there in the club suit. And let's go on to the next one. This is the one I sent out.
Question, Tony.
Hello, Morris. Did you want to say something, Morris?
To mislead the opponents.
Yeah.
When the heart was played, the lead heart was played, first trick, you took it with the king.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be better to take it with the ace?
Right.
Because then the opponents don't know where the king is.
Right. Well, that's an interesting question. I mean, I don't mind them playing when they gain the lead with the queen of clubs. I don't mind them playing hearts because I do have a second stopper. I might be actually a bit more worried about playing diamonds. I'm a little bit weak in diamonds. So you're right to think about that, the question.
Thank you.
Yeah, so yeah, playing the king is may it may it depends on it also depends on the layout. It is also possible that West, if they had the ace, queen, jack, for example,
Mm.
that they would have led the queen. So when East gains the lead, they may think that's a possibility. So it's not clear cut what the most what the best thing to do is there. I think on this particular hand it doesn't really matter too much, but it's a good idea to definitely think about that. Think about which card will be most deceptive, most work to your advantage.
Could
Let's
I could I say something?
yes, hello.
On that last hand, the smart thing to do would be not to take the jack or the ten of clubs, but
Uh-huh.
to let them run, because then the opposition would never be subjected to the king, queen, jack of spades.
So yes, right. So yes, you're saying the smart thing to do for the defense is
Just to
not
leave it.
to is to let them
Let the jack and the ten win.
right. But if you don't take it, so at this point here, if you let the jack win, then North will cash the then Declare will be able to cash the spades. Right.
Right, you're right.
So so yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a thought, and it could work in another situation. But here, if you don't take your queen, then they will they're in a position to cash their spades. But you're right. In other situations, it could be a good idea to not take your honor, but to sort of we'll look at a hand very similar to that in a moment, actually. But let's have a look at this one, which was one that I sent out at the weekend. And your partner opens a weak two diamonds. It's very hard to know what to bid with that hand. But let's suppose you decide to jump to six hearts. I mean, you're not really interested in aces there, although your partner's obviously got some diamond honors. You'd be interested in other cards. Very hard to bid this one scientifically. But let's suppose you decide to bid six hearts. And let's suppose the opponents lead a club. And down comes dummy, and you see your partner's got a very sound weak two diamond bid. Um, so let's try and make a plan here. Well, if we let's look at the suits one at a time and look at our possible losers. We've got some spade losers here. Um, we've got no heart losers, but we've got a club loser. So we've got at least one club and a spade loser. Um, if only we could get to the ace king of diamonds. So that void makes it really difficult. Um, and is there any way to get to dummy? Let's suppose we win that first trick with the ace. So this time I'm following Morris's advice of being more deceptive, if you like. Um, so let's suppose I win that first trick with the ace. How can I get to dummy? Can anyone see a way? I'm going to launch a poll in a moment.
Well, the only way to naturally get
So,
this.
so don't answer for now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Um, uh, so what I'm going to do is launch a poll in a moment, and the question is, what should you lead from the south hand um, at this point? Which card are you going to lead from the south hand here? So I'm going to give you a choice of the ace of spades. Oh, sorry, I've gone to the wrong question. Sorry. I'm going to give you a choice of the ace of spades, the queen of spades, the three of spades, the ace of hearts, or the king of clubs. So I'll give you a moment to think about it.
Can we have a don't know?
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
How are you going to get to dummy? That's a question here. Is there any way? Anyway, here comes that poll. Have a look at the answers. And this is a bit of a fiendishly difficult one. But most of you have gone for the Queen of Spades, followed by the Three of Spades and the Ace of Spades. And actually, let's just bring up the four hands. And I'll click here on the GIB button. And the only way to get to dummy, you can cash the King of Clubs here, but really what you need to do is find a way to get to dummy. And there are two possibilities. One, that you might get there with the Jack of Spades, or you might get there by roughing a spade with your Eight of Hearts. In fact, you were lucky the opponents didn't lead a trump here. But if they didn't and you've won that first trick, the right card to lead is here the Queen of Spades. And one of two things will happen. Either it will, the opponents will let you win that one. If you do win it with the Queen, you can then play the Ace of Spades and ruff a spade. But if they take it with their King, now the Jack of Spades has become an entry. So whatever they play now here, if they play a trump, you can win that one. You'll draw trump at this stage. And once the trumps have gone, you can cross over to the Jack of Spades and finally cash your two winners, discarding a spade and a club. And that way you can actually make 12 tricks. That was a very difficult one. And as I think I mentioned, if the opponents lead a heart, they can defeat you. Okay, any questions on that? Let's have a look at this one, where South opens 2 no trump, 20 to 22 points.
Sorry, Tony. It's Lalta here.
Yeah.
I tried to play this hand 2-3 times at home, and I wasn't able to make it. Now I saw you putting a King of Spade on the Queen.
Yeah.
So then, how do you manage to go into the dummy?
Well, because
after that?
that's promoted the Jack, right?
Yeah, if they play. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And if they don't, if I change the play,
yeah,
so that they don't take it, so that they let you win with the Queen. Now,
then obviously you can play your ace and you will win it.
You can play your ace and then ruff.
Yeah, that's okay. If they don't play the trump in the meantime.
Or it doesn't matter. Well, they haven't gained the lead, so they can't.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Don't worry. It was very hard, that one.
Very hard. I couldn't make it.
Let's try this one where you're in 3 no trump. Your partner's raised you to your 2 no trump to 3 no trump. And let's stop to make a plan. They lead a club here. So if we look at our top tricks, we've got a spade, 2 hearts, 1 top trick in diamond, and 2 top tricks in clubs. So I think that comes to 6 top tricks. And it seems like diamond is going to be the best option to make more tricks here. If I can, I'll make, I'll lose 1 diamond perhaps, but make the rest. So when they lead the Queen of Clubs, my thinking is I want to keep that Ace of Clubs so that I have an entry to diamonds once they're set up. You might be thinking of finessing. You might be thinking of winning the Ace of Clubs and finessing. But even if the King of Diamonds is with East, you can only finesse once. And it's probably better not to finesse here. Just give up on the finesse and keep the Ace of Clubs, you hope, as an entry. So let's do that. let's win that first trick with the king. And I'm going to play diamonds. I'm going to play the ace, and then I'm play the queen. And what I'm hoping for is that they take their king. But what if they don't? What if they are sneaky and they now let me win that trick with the queen? So that's 2 rounds of diamonds gone. And the question is, what shall I do now? The diamonds are not established yet. So I've got a question for you, which is, what do you think you should now lead from the south hand? And I'm going to give you a choice of the ace of spades, the 2 of spades, the ace of hearts, the 10 of hearts, or a low club. So have a think about what your strategy is going to be now. And here comes that third poll. Have a look what you put. And most of you have gone for a spade with 93%, with a small number playing a heart. And yeah, I think that's a good plan. You had hoped to set up the diamonds, but the defense have sort of made life very difficult for you by not taking their king. So your diamonds aren't really set up now, and you probably need to look for tricks elsewhere. So yes, I think that's a good play. I think playing a spade is a good play. Let's suppose West goes up with a king. Well, you're quite happy about that because now you've got the Queen Jack and the ace of spades. And let's suppose they play another club that knocks out your ace of clubs. So you now have no club stopper. But you don't really want to go back to diamonds now because they'll get in and they'll be able to run clubs. So what I think I'll do at this stage is try and take my tricks in the other suits. So I can take the Queen and Jack of spades, then maybe cross over to the top 2 hearts, cash my last spade, and take another heart. And that's 9 tricks there. I'll just bring up the 4 hands at this point, and I think whatever I play here, they're going to take the rest of the tricks. I'll take the queen there. They can cash their king of diamonds and a club, but I'll just manage my my 9 tricks there. So someone was asking about, not taking, as a defender, not taking your honors, not taking your tricks. So yeah, I think it works out quite well for West here when the Queen of Diamonds is played, not to play the king. It makes life harder for the declarer. And actually clicking on the GIB link, it tells me that if West takes the king, then declarer can make 1 more trick, can make an over trick. So it is, don't always take your tricks just because you can, especially when you see there's a long suit and declarer may have difficulty getting to dummy. Let's try another one. Also, this time we're in 3 no trump. And you might think about what the bidding should be here. 2 no trump. North's got 4 points, but they've got that very long diamond suit. I think you really want to be in 3 no trump here. I don't really think you want to be in 5 diamonds. If you might have a chance to make 3 no trump here. So let's suppose they lead a heart, and let's just think about our tricks here. Well, we've got 2 spades, 1 heart, and 1 club. Those are our top tricks. And with any luck, we'll be able to make all those diamonds. Dummy's got a 7-card diamond suit. And if you think about it, with 7 diamonds, and I've got 3, that's 10. The opponents have only got 3 diamonds. So as long as they don't divide 3-0, will be able to make all those tricks. So you may as well win the first one. And let's suppose you play the ace of diamonds and everyone follows. You won in the shorthand. That's well done there. And now you should be able to take the remaining diamonds. You just have to be a little bit careful here, because the next diamond you should play from your hand is the 9. If you play the 5 carelessly, the suit will block, and there may be no way back to the remaining diamonds. So just carefully unblock with a 9, then you can take your king, and the rest of the diamonds are good. So you'll just cash the remaining diamonds and maybe lead a spade, take 2 spades and 1 club to make at least 11 tricks there. The opponents get in and we'll take the rest. So just be careful, watch out for that kind of blocking situation. As long as you think ahead, you should be fine on that hand. Finally, let's look at this hand here, where you open 2 no trump, and this is passed out. And this time the opponents lead the 4 of spades. And again, I'd like you to think about your top tricks here and your opportunities for more. Now, that lead of a spade, you play low from dummy, they play the 10. So you can win this trick with the queen. So I think, so counting the queen as a trick you already have and including that, the first question is, including that queen of spades, how many top tricks do you now have in total? So how many top tricks does De Clara have here, including the one they've already made, the queen of spades? Have a look at the answers. And the most popular response is 3, 70%. There are votes there for 6, 5, 4, and 2. And yes, those of you who said 3 are correct. You've got the queen of spades, I said you can count as a trick. You've got the ace of spades, and you've got the ace of hearts. So you have just 3 top tricks here. What's your best chance to make more tricks? Well, it's in clubs. And with any luck, we'll be able to force out the ace of clubs and make a total of 4 club tricks. So let's suppose we start on that plan and we leave the king of clubs. They don't take it. We play another club. And again, they let us take that. So we've drawn 2 rounds of clubs. That's 8 clubs have gone. And the final poll now is, you've just won the second round of clubs. The final poll is, what do you think you should lead from the north hand now? Which suit do you think you should lead from dummy at this point? Have a look at the results. And most of you have gone for a diamond here, 48%, followed by a heart, a club, or a spade. And this is a tricky hand. There's no particularly obvious answer. Your situation in both hearts and in diamonds is that you may gain tricks if you lead towards your honors in those suits, finessing in hearts or leading towards your diamond honors. But what you should realize is that you're never going to make your clubs now, because 8 clubs have gone, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 1 club out and it's the ace. So there's not much point leading clubs in terms of playing, making more club tricks here. On the other hand, it's not crazy to lead clubs because they're going to win the ace, and maybe, especially if West has the ace of clubs, they will switch to a suit that may help you. So it's not clear cut. This is if you like a hand with no really necessarily not really having the right answer, with no single right answer. It turns out on this hand, and I'll just bring up the four hands and click on the GIB button, that the best lead on this hand is actually to lead a diamond, which many of you did. And you can be defeated if you lead anything else, as it turns out. So if you do lead a diamond, let's suppose you win the queen of diamonds. Now again, you've got a decision about what to play, and again, it's not clear cut. The computer tells you you can make this contract now by leading a club, which will put the opponents on lead, or you can actually make you could actually lead a spade. If you were paying attention to the spades earlier on, the 10 and the queen have gone. So the fact that you've got the 8 and the 9 and the ace make that quite a good holding. So if you guess right to lead a spade, the opponents can win that one with a jack. But if they lead another spade, you'll make two tricks here because you've got the ace and the 9 left. Or if they switch to another suit like a heart, then that's also to your advantage. So here, if they decide to switch, the computer's saying whatever they play now, you can make your 2-no trump. So if they play a heart, that's sort of just what you wanted, because you can now get a free finesse with your queen. Now maybe put them on lead again. You've still got stoppers in all the suits. Maybe put them on lead with the last club, and again maybe they will lead something that will help you. If East here decides to cash their ace of diamonds, then that's just nice for you. You'll be able to cash your king now, and you've now got the heart and the spade to make your 8 tricks. After that, whatever you play, the opponents will get in, and you'll be held to 8 tricks there. So this was a slightly tricky one. It's one of the examples of a hand where you start off wanting to force out the ace of clubs, but if they don't take the ace of clubs, you then have to think about a second way to try to make tricks here. And here, because you're in dummy with the club suit, you can lead towards your honors, and that may help you rather than leading away from your king queen in your own hand. Anyway, that's the end of the lesson for today. I hope you found that interesting. We'll stop sharing the screen, and we've got the lesson coming up, the game coming up in about 5 minutes. So I'll end the talk there. And those of you who are playing, I'll see you online. If you need a partner, just join the game and call me over, and I'll see you there. Anyway, thank you all very much, and good night to you all.